Ayah, mending ikat, mending kompeti. Oh ya, iya sih.
Ini Pak Yus.
Terima kasih atas ya, sama-sama.
Foto dulu. Psikologi.
Dan saya banggakan Rektor Unpad Profesor Dr. Tri Hanggono senang berada di sini. Tidak ada Ridwan Kamil kalau tidak ada Unpad, Pak. Karena ayah saya adalah dosen Unpad, almarhum Fakultas Hukum. Saya masih ingat waktu kecil ikut sidang disertasi beliau di Unpad. Honorable the President of AAICP, Professor Lee Chol Kim, welcome. Thank you for inviting me here. Dekan Fakultas Psikologi, Dr. Hendriarti Agustiani, Chair of Organizing Committee, Dr. Yus Nugraha, Chandra Ciputa, CEO Ciputa Group, salam hormat ke Pak Ciputa di Jakarta. Saya memang agak, kalau Jatinangor itu susah mendefinisikannya, Pak, gitu ya. Harusnya kan mungkin di sini Bupati Sumedang kali gitu ya. Tapi anggap aja ini Unpad Bupati Ukur juga lah. The most gorgeous lady in the kampung. So this is the way I return my dad to my hometown. I tell you a bit about Bandung for you who first to come here. In video, this is the embodiment of the new vision of Bandung. In video, you see the new spaces, because I believe happiness related to urban space. You see also people wearing local Sundanese attire, yeah, because we are trying to project that the future of Bandung must be modern in infrastructure, but must be rooted as Sundanese in the daily activity. So this is what we have in mind. I travel many places throughout my life. I've been visiting more than 150 world cities, and I found lesson learned. Many cities in Western Hemisphere has a difficulties to create differentiation. It looks the same. Yeah. But when I travel to many Asian cities, I found urbanity has a different attitude. Japanese, Korean cities mix modernity with locality. I love Kyoto, for example, because for me, Kyoto represents the kind of culture and modernity combined. Yeah. As you walk to the CBD, to the modern train station, you met the geisha walking also. So in Bandung, I have that vision in mind. Bandung was founded by the colonial government 205 years ago. We are the third largest city in Indonesia. Our population is 2.7 million. The city was designed before only for 500,000, now exploded to 2.7 million. We are growing as the city of education also. That's why the Universitas Padjadjaran originally in Bandung, where my father taught the law, international law. also the melting pot of cosmopolitanism. Yeah. Because in Bandung that time there is no indigenous habitat, not like Yogyakarta, for example, where you have the kingdom of Java there, or in Sumedang or surrounding Bandung, where the old ancient kingdom happened to be surrounding Bandung. So Bandung was really the melting pot of new ideas and traditions. That's why the challenge for me as a mayor is how to create a livable city, to create a city that works for people, but also feel very Sundanese in a way. Yeah. That's why for me, indigenous and also culture is something we have to review and revisit time and time again. In some cases also, many cities in Indonesia lose the identity because focusing too much on the modernity. But some also cannot meet the modernity because they are talking too much about the past. Forget that the past is just a reflection for us to move forward to the future. So sometimes this misconception about preserving the past is not really into the productive discourse for the future of our society. Indonesia is the biggest archipelago nation in the world. We have 17,000 islands. We have 700 languages. Why? Because we are remotely by islanders. Yeah. So it is difficult to define Indonesia. I remember in the historical book, yeah, when the first Vice President Hatta asked our founding father, the first President Sukarno, Mr. Sukarno, what makes us Indonesia? It's a very difficult question. Because Aceh Kingdom is different with Bali culture. Sundanese, us in West Java, totally different with the Sulawesi's culture. It's totally different language. So Sukarno said, what makes us Indonesia is because we had the same faith, because we had the same destiny. We are by history occupied by the same colonial conditions. That's why throughout after the independence, it's not always easy to define Indonesia. But I have to be grateful as an Indonesian. Why? Because we have the guiding principle called Pancasila. Without this guiding principle of Pancasila, I don't think Indonesia can hold as one nation, because that's 700 languages, 17,000 islands. We are the biggest Muslim country in the world, but we are not Islamic state. So in the future, when I visited United States, I told a Jewish community and many Western also professors, look, if you want to discuss about Islam, talk to Indonesians, not to Middle East. Islam may be born in Middle East, but the future of Islam represented by Indonesians. We have, nggak boleh tepuk tangan, susah mikirnya. Bahasa itu logika, kalau ngomongnya udah bahasa Inggris, logika berpikirnya juga berubah jadi hanya slow. Ya. So I told that logic. So you can imagine indigenous culture meeting Islam as a majority. It's not easy. That's why in the history of indigenous culture, when Islam came to Indonesia, they adapt. Try to different with Arabic culture, yeah. So we use wayang, the shadow puppet, to spread out the religion, and so there's adaptation in a form. So for me, culture is not a fixed situation. It's always changing. It's always adapt to the new kind of thing. So this is my reflections about Indonesia itself. That without Pancasila, in my opinion, I don't think the whole nation can hold together like today. We have 5 guiding principles. I remember Sukarno went to Congress in the United States in 1960 and present number 1 is believe in God. That's our basic fundamental guidance. Number 2 is humanity. So we have to uphold this humanity in any form. Number 3 is nationalism. Number 4 is democracy. So we are unique. We are exercising democracy that produces myself. Without direct election, I don't think people like me who come from professional and academic can become the mayor. Yeah? Because I did door-to-door campaign. I use Facebook, Twitter, YouTube to campaign to middle class. I tell people about the future and so on. So this is a new interesting thing happening in Indonesia. If Indonesia, number 4 is democracy, number 5 is social justice. That's our Pancasila. So the challenge of Indonesia, in my opinion, is how, again, we don't want to be like the Western, say United States, where your rational thinking creates a modernity. Yeah. Anything without rationality is not counted. Like the dictum, therefore I think, therefore I am. Yeah. But in Asian like Indonesia, we like modernity, but we also believe in superstitions. So we ride Mercedes, but we watch Kuntilanak movie, right? Yeah, a ghost story. That's Indonesian. So that's who we are now, embracing modernity, but also we are still believing in locality and culture. I have to say also to these young students here, if we can maintain the economy 5% growth the next 15 years, Indonesia will become the 7th biggest economy in the world by 2030. Yeah. So by 2030, most of you become the leaders, become the decision makers. So the continuity of our culture will depend on also on how you perceive this. So my message to you is like what I'm observing today, which is let's embrace modernity, but also try to always preserve with critically thinking how our engineers and our culture can become hand in hand in creating the new face of Indonesia. We are very proud also when I research Google. Yeah, now Google consider also easy research. 2 months ago, I found a nice article that Indonesians is the best when it comes to speaking trilingual languages. Yeah. So we are number 1. Number 1 in the world who can speak 3 languages. I can speak English because my educations. I speak Bahasa, my national language, and I speak my mother tongue language, yaitu Sundanese. Yeah. So we can switch logic in 3 times. Any different groups we are speaking with. Yeah. So jadi berbanggalah orang Indonesia, hasil surveinya, negara yang paling bisa bangsanya berbicara 3 bahasa di dunia ini, nomor 1-nya adalah Indonesia. So again, thank you for having me here in this short speech. I really appreciate, and I ask the rector of Universitas Padjadjaran to bring more international seminar because in Bandung we have more than 50 universities and colleges. If one university have at least 3 international conference or seminar times 50 university, I have more than 150 events. So it's good for my economy. Yeah. That's why when you finish your lovely conference, don't forget to shop in Bandung. That's why Malaysians come to Bandung to buy things in Bandung and they sell back in Kuala Lumpur 4 times more expensive. Yeah? Because we are considered the creative society in Indonesia. The survey said why Bandung people consider more creative than other cities, Professor, is because we love to hang out. This is scientific, yeah? So the culture of hangout, in the form of arisan, in the form of silaturahmi, in the form of pengajian, in the form of whatever, it creates conversations. It creates tolerance. It creates the differentiation, talk to one another. Similarity creates group of business. Similar in music taste create bands. That's why many bands music coming from Bandung. So this is also a culture. Why? Because the weather in Bandung is very nice. We are the Highlander. Bandung is 800 meters above sea level. So outdoor activity very nice, 19 to 24 Celsius degrees. So I recommend you to walk the city of Bandung, the city center after 7 p.m. You will see lots of people smiling, like in photo here. And 3 months ago, we did a survey for our happiness index. We scored quite high. For Indonesian standard, above 70 is considered happy. So I'm happy to say, yeah, on behalf of Happy Bandung, Bandung is the happiest society of Indonesia today. So I think that more or less my thinking, yeah, about how Indonesia, Bandung in particular, me as a mayor, try to bring the new vision to the city, bringing a mix of modernity and also our local culture become a new form to create the new vision for Bandung. Thank you, and I wish you a great success in your conference, and let me know if there is a result from the conference that I can use, because by January 2016, I will start the campaign of indigenous culture for our education. Yeah. Because we found that if you smart only, it's not enough. You smart, you healthy, it's not enough. I found many people smart, urban citizens, smart and healthy, but they are very rude. They are not respecting the older, the elderly. They are something missing. So I said, we have to interfere with some thinking. So we found that Sundanese culture is more close like religion. Yeah? Sundanese culture really put lots of philosophy in how you behave between yourself, to the elderly. Sundanese culture, the language, is one of the most difficult languages in the world. We have 5 strata in Sundanese language. If I speak to my mom, I use the vocabulary number 1 for the same meaning. Say it, yeah. If I say to the same age, I have different vocabulary. If I say it to younger people, I have to use the 3rd vocabulary. If I speak it to the animal, I'm using a vocabulary number. So do not mix, you use the vocabulary for animal to your mother. Yeah? That will be considered the most embarrassing thing to do. But that's how it is. Yeah? The more complicated, I think, the higher this is the society, and I'm very proud to be Sundanese. I think that will be all. Thank you for having me. Enjoy your conference and have a great success of your conference.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ridwan Kamil. Selanjutnya kami mengundang Profesor Dr. Tri Hanggono Ahmad, Med Dokter, Rektor Universitas Padjadjaran untuk menyampaikan kata sambutan yang sekaligus akan membuka konferensi ini secara resmi.
Next, we are glad to invite Professor Dr. Tri Hanggono Ahmad, Medical Doctor, the Rector of Universitas Padjadjaran, to give his welcoming speech and also officially open the 7th International AAICB Conference 2015. Professor Tri Hanggono, you may have the floor.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, our Honorable Mayor from Bandung, Pak Ridwan Kamil, and our Honorable President of AAICB, Profesor Kim, Pak Chandra Ciputra yang sangat kami hormati, and the Dean of the Faculty of Psychology, Padjadjaran, all professors and also our distinguished guests or professors from abroad, dan khusus para mahasiswa yang saya cintai dan saya banggakan. It's a very great pleasure for us in Padjadjaran to be the host of this conference. As I heard from the Dean that they will talk about this indigenous culture with the various topics, one thing that make me very, I have a great interest, is talking about the transformations. This is in line with what we are doing in the next years. At least there will be two aspects what I can share with you, my optimism about this transformation. If we understand our challenge nowadays, we have a very complex challenge in this life, which cannot be solved only from one single point of view. It cannot be solved only by one or two people or institutions that can contribute for this challenge. The other things, for many years, we, university, thought that we have done a lot of things for the community. But again, from days to days, the challenges are growing up. That's why with the term of transformations, it's time for us, for university, to focus anything that we do, anything that we develop in our institutions should be focused on giving impact to the society. That's why, as our mayor said, that next year or the next 2 years, Bandung will start to implement this indigenous culture for the education and also for the community. It is also our responsibility as university to support you with all that we can do. And that's why, as we can be the host of this conference, we are expecting a lot of the result of this conference that is not only talking about scientific things, but the challenge, we should produce something that later on can be implemented, that can give impact to the society. And the challenge about the dynamic of culture in the future is growing up. The mayor has said that it's not enough being smart and also healthy. Just like what happened in university. I always say to my students, our university now become, in the last 4 years, university with the highest applicants in the country. From that point of view, from that data, I can be sure that students who enter this university will be the best students. I have no doubt about their capacity on knowledge and skill. But the challenge in the future is not enough only on the term of science or knowledge, capacity, and also skill. We have to produce in the future graduates who have a strong character, especially in the leadership. And this also will be taught during this conference. That's why I really hope that what you can produce during this conference really something that later on the society has a lot of expectation on what you are talking here. The other things, as we talk about transformations, we cannot produce transformations without interdependency. That's why it's not only this time. If we are very happy, if next year or the next 2 years, UNPAD, we are happy to host another meeting that can participated by more than just what we have today or these 2 days. Just like the mayor said, it's not only for the sake of the goodness for the city, but also for the university. If there are more people can contribute, can talk together with this kind of interdependency, I am very sure that it can produce something not only for the goodness of people who contribute there, but there will be something that can also be implemented or give impact for the goodness of the society. That's our expectation, and I will encourage more to all the participants here, especially those who come outside from Bandung. Please spend more times not only in this conference room, but I also suggest do the conference not in this room. Let's do the conference there in alun-alun of Bandung. Perhaps it will inspire us more about the culture and also indigenous culture. And I will ask the Dean, we will provide special facility to bring you all to Bandung and talk about this indigenous culture in alun-alun Bandung, especially in evening, just like what the mayor just suggests us. Really, we can provide you special transportation, if not this evening, tomorrow evening, to go there, and I will provide you coffee or something that can make you enjoy the conference later on. That's also what I suggest to my students. I have told them that spend some time more not only in the classroom, and this is also what I tell our faculty member here. Giving lecture in the classroom is something usual, but I ask more the lecturer to discuss with the students out of the room, in the outdoor, especially in the village surrounding this campus. It will give us more inspiration and a direct impact to the society. This is something, if we can, during this conference, really put an exercise, something like that, I think it will give us more inspiration to really implement what we are doing in this conference to the society. That's our hope, and just like the mayor said, if there is something that we can do to support your conference, I'm very happy to do that. And as a good another culture, if there is something that good, please share the goodness to the other. If there is something that you complain, tell me. Don't tell anybody. I think that's all. Again, thank you very much for appointing us, Universitas Padjadjaran, as the host of this conference. And I forget to tell the mayor that even this is the number, the second biggest number of the second biggest campus of UNPAD. We still have another bigger campus than Jatinangor, which is staying there in the south of Bandung. But still, in our status, Universitas Padjadjaran is located in Bandung, not in Jatinangor province. That's why also we invite you here, even this Bandung Coret people said like that. But Unpad is still also part of Bandung. Because I was asked to officially open this conference, I'm very happy to open this conference together with the other. I would like honorably to ask Mr. Mayor and also the President of ICP and also Pak Chandra to come forward, and also the Dean, that they can together officially open this conference. Please. We try to practice the collaboration and also interdependence. We will hit the gong, not only me, but also the other ministers who stay on the stage here. Officially, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially open we together open the 7th International AAICP Conference. I hit the gong first.
Malam ini akan dimeriahkan oleh bintang tamu yang datang khusus dari Jepang.
Tonight, we are very glad for having a performer from Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, please give applause to Anumba Hiroshima.
Saya mendukung dan senang karena hasilnya luar biasa, karena tantangan pembangunan peradaban ke depan itu ada dua menurut saya, yaitu menghadapi kemodernan tapi juga harus seimbang dengan budaya-budaya lokal ya. Kita sudah melihat kalau berpikir hanya rasional, berpikir fokus pada modernitas, seringkali kehilangan elemen yang membedakan satu masyarakat ke masyarakat lain. Nah, itulah kenapa indigenous dan culture psychology ini penting, dan kami juga sedang menyiapkan yang saya bilang pendidikan karakter untuk warga dan anak-anak Bandung berbasis agama, berbasis budaya, dan berbasis lingkungan. Nanti itu kami praktekkan sehingga nanti anak Bandung selain pintar dan sehat, dia juga Sunda, nyantri, nyakola lah. Oke.
Kapan sih, Pak?
Januari nanti.
Januari.
Saya titip ke Unpad juga sama 4.
Pak, malam ini kan Suputra bakal dikasih penghargaan itu
Menyesuaikan aja sambil begini kan.
dari Suputra sendiri,
Ya, saya
sama nggak dengan Bandung?
banyak ya, kan bantu-bantu KA juga, kemudian juga beliau memang cocok diberi anugerah itu karena semangat entrepreneurship-nya yang kita tiru buat anak-anak.